Collectors Club with Bryce and Michael.
Yeah.
I know a ghost story or two.
That's the raising stare right there.
Guys, I'm actually having a stroke. I was like, I look like
Michael was raising the roof.
Yeah, but I'm doing it like I'm in an elderly home and I'm doing my aerobics.
You're like drooling from the mouth.
There's a pool involved.
I'm so happy because I won't say anything, but Bryce just got some awesome fucking news that we're teasing that's you'll hear about eventually, and it's gonna blow your fucking mind. So we're all in a really good mood.
I'm excited.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Bigfoot Collectors Club, the show where we talk to amazing guests about their paranormal history and share stories of high strangeness. I'm your host, Michael McMillan.
Woo!
This is a great visual gag for a podcast.
I should
with
get
me
that.
always, with me always is your other host,
Bryce Johnson.
and our super producer.
Riley Bray.
Take a pause for the video.
There we go.
Get your blood pumping. Bigfoot Collectors Club is back.
That's awesome.
Our guest today is a comedian, writer, and actor, co-creator of the Emmy Award-winning web series Dicks, a regular performer at the All-Star Stand-Up Show Put Your Hands Together at UCBLA, and co-host of the podcast He Loves Me Not. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Anna Gillcrist! Yay! Fellow Kansan as well.
That's
Oh,
right.
no
well,
way.
I'm Missourian.
Oh, that's
though.
wait.
We're
Oh.
Kansas City.
I thought
It's
your
the same
family
thing.
lived in like Overland Park area now.
No.
Shit. Sorry.
Missouri.
Fellow
Gosh.
Kansas City.
Kansas Cityan. It's the same thing.
Fair
For
enough.
those that don't know, there's two Kansas Cities.
There are.
It's
Yeah.
weird.
Why?
We don't even
No one
understand
knows.
it.
Why'd they do that?
Why it confuses
Why
this way?
did they do that?
To fuck with you guys.
One should be
Yeah.
called Kansas City. One should be called Missouri City.
Exactly.
That would make
Easy.
more sense.
Right.
Kansas City would be. No one would ever talk about it
No.
because all the good parts of Kansas City are in
Or
Missouri.
Missouri. So.
Sorry, everybody.
Wow.
Sorry, everyone.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry, my hometown.
We're really getting into it. So
Mm-hmm. Let's talk Midwest. Anna, how you doing?
I'm great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You just came from a pug
Yeah.
festival?
No.
What were you guys?
I wish I came
I'm
from a
listening.
pug
Yeah.
festival. No, this is called Pugs and Prosecco's. There's this woman on Instagram. You should look her up. She's called the Pug Queen. She used to be a playmate at the
I am
Playboy
Googling her
Mansion.
now.
Yeah. She started her own, used basically all the money that she had from being a playmate to start her own pug rescue.
Oh, that's
and she essentially,
awesome.
it's so incredible. She rescues a bunch of mostly dogs from a meat market in China, pugs, because that's the huge problem over there. So a lot of these dogs are brought over from China and they've gone through the ringer. So she just had this event today called Pugs and Prosecco's. I've had a couple Prosecco's. I'm fine and I'm not going to mess anything up.
No, this-
but I am feeling good.
What's a
and I want
Prosecco
you all
again?
to know
Place
that.
to be.
That's what is in a Prosecco?
Prosecco is basically like champagne, but cheaper.
Right,
It's
gotcha.
for poor people like me.
Sparkling.
It's an
Oh,
afternoon wine.
Oh, man. It's an
Or a morning.
afternoon.
It's an
Ooh.
after Prosecco.
That sounds
It's a
sexy.
mo-
Well,
Mimosa
mine
mixer.
was a morning wine.
There you go.
so-
Those are the best kind.
The 10
They
a.m.
sure
drink.
are. They sure are.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that was
Awesome.
nice. I smell like dogs. I'm sorry, but
Dogs and booze.
I constantly
Dog
smell
and
like dogs having a slobber machine at home.
Sweet Albie.
Also, we have Nova here in the studio. Not
I know.
currently in the studio, but we do have our own podcast dog.
Yes.
So do not
Wonderful.
worry about it. I can't smell the smell of dogs anymore anyway.
Oh, I can't smell it
Isn't
at
that
all.
your worst fear, that you're walking around and people are like, that guy smells like a fucking,
Yeah.
your old dog bed?
Totally. Well, this happened with my last roommate. Is my dog, who is very sweet and amazing. I have a very cute pit bull. Sophie. I was living with my last roommate, and my dog, I've let her on the couch, since I've had her. And at one point I got a text from her and she was like, hey, I think that if we are letting animals on the couch, we just should maybe bathe them regularly. Kind of smells like dog in here. And I was mortified. I was like, I think it smells great. I've got Yankee candles going. I'm like, everything's good in here. So yeah, that's my fear too.
Yeah, my bulldog has destroyed my couch. I need a new one. Oh,
I feel like when you're treading gently, you extend words. Yeah, so I want to talk about something.
And she says
Use
our
we.
animals,
Yeah,
to make it
we.
more her problem too, when it's all me.
Yeah.
100% my fault.
I remember shortly after I got my dog, my friend came over and he walked in. The first thing he goes, "Oh wow, it doesn't even smell like dog in here." And I was like, "Okay, it definitely smells like
So
dog."
it smells like dog.
So you hate the way my apartment smells. I won't date for at least, 15 years. This is going to be great. I'm an old dog man now. All right, before we get started fully into the world of the paranormal, we have some...
Nice. On it.
BCC news!
What was
Just let it happen.
So a couple says a ghost was caught on a nanny cam after scratches were found on their baby. This is a recent story.
Yes.
A couple weeks old now. We still call it news. This is from Fox 2 Now out of St. Louis in Highland, Michigan. A Michigan couple hopes to soon be able to move out of their home, which they believe is haunted.
Yeah.
They believe a ghost, which they say was caught on a nanny cam, scratched their baby's face, according to WXYZ.
Yes.
That's probably the story I should have looked up. Heather Brow and Joshua Higgins shared the video with the TV station, which appears to show something moving in front of the baby's crib.
Yeah, I saw it.
It is, I've got the video, which I will show you all here shortly.
Oh my God.
Heather says it's almost like she sees something that we don't. And now I've switched over to WXYZ to get the original story. It's an image Heather and Josh say is haunting their home. It was chilling, Joshua said. It was literally a chill down your spine. Like, what if factor? Is this what I just saw? Caught on the
I doubt they were saying it like that.
Hey, I have a little, artistic liberty. It's my podcast.
Sure.
Caught on the couple's nanny cam video a few weeks ago is what appears to be something moving in front of the baby crib. The couple says it appears to be a ghost. I freaked out, Brow said. I stopped what I was doing and I ran upstairs and grabbed my daughter. Heather says this so-called ghost scratched her daughter Lily and attacked her too. It scares us that it could do something else, Brow said. I mean, there was a morning I woke up and I felt like someone's hands were around my neck.
It's like strangling me for sure.
Yeah, like disgusting. This ghost is canceled. A team of paranormal investigators came in and tried to answer some of the couple's questions and concerns. Josh's father, Jim, says it may be someone who lived in the house before.
What does Jim know that no one else
who
knows?
is Jim? Hold on.
I'm going to put in my 2 cents.
Advice from Dad.
Maybe it was a pre-resident. I don't know.
Well, Jim had this to say. The gentleman that lived here originally committed suicide, apparently by jumping out this window, which is 1 story down.
Sorry.
Once?
How does he know this? Jim is a bullshit.
First of all, Jim murdered that man. Jim pushed the guy.
Kicked him out.
Oh, man.
It's not physically just going after her. It feels like it's going after myself, too. Brow said. I mean, Heather's making this all about her.
Okay, I don't know.
The couple says they don't know why this so-called ghost is targeting them, but they say they don't want any part of it. I couldn't get an explanation out of it. It's so freaky is what it is, Higgins said. Josh and Heather say, for now, they are staying at the home in a room together with Lily until they have enough money to move.
That is a nightmare.
Let's take a look at this.
Wait till you see this video.
It
Freaked me out. I was like, I even showed my wife. I was like, you have to see this. This is
God.
like compelling video.
Man.
Okay,
I mean, in all seriousness, I feel for these people.
I know, totally. Well, at least they're
insane.
smart. They're like, we're getting the fuck out. We're moving.
That's the Bryce move. They're making the Bryce move.
Move. Just go.
move.
Yeah, you
Immediately
gotta
move,
get
right.
out. You just gotta go somewhere else.
All right, you'll see it here in just a moment.
I love spooky shit.
You got to do a little. Oh yeah, they'll do a little recap.
Look, show her again. That's
One more time.
Oh,
Yep.
man.
I'm going to pass it over.
Okay.
You see the baby standing up in her crib, and this entity just passes through frame.
No!
One more time.
Oh no!
Oh my God, that's insane.
It's a great
That's
ghost video. I
insane.
mean, they got an awesome ghost video.
Oh no, that baby!
That baby got scratched.
And then the baby shows up with like these purple scratches on its face too.
Oh my!
That they put the baby's hand up to its face, and so it's not like the baby scratched its own face because the markings
doesn't
didn't
line up,
match.
yeah.
Are we sure this isn't Jim playing a prank?
This could be. Yeah.
All right, that's my new fog machine. I'm just fucking with you guys.
No, that's
It's just Jim with like a bag of dry ice sitting in the,
running across frame.
hallway
Wait for it.
with a small
Wait for
tube
it.
there
Yeah.
going into it.
And this
I always wanted to be a special effects artist.
I finally got my recipe down. And it works perfect.
Oh my God.
Yeah, isn't that creepy?
That's so scary.
Yeah.
Well, that reminds me of, you saw the video that so this is crazy because my friend who I went to high school with in Kansas City, Missouri, she sent me a video. Her sister's friend was dog sitting, and she took this video of these two dogs running up to her to send to the owners. And as she pans up, a man walks by, right? Like full figure of a man. And she freaks. She sent me the actual video of this that this girl took, like not a link to anything. It blew up on the internet like a year ago.
Whoa, I haven't seen it.
I'll pull it up for you.
Send it and we'll put it in the show notes of this episode.
Yeah, for sure. But she calls the police. She's like, someone's in the house. She like runs out, freaks the fuck out. And then she basically, like, the police come. They're like, no one's in here. She'd been there the whole day. Like,
she showed the cops the video?
No one was there. Yeah. And like, there was no sign of anyone breaking and entering. There was nothing. It is so scary. This video is like a full, like, black figure, kind of like you can't see a face, but it just like walks by.
Wow.
Can we state now, officially 64 episodes into the show, can we come to an official BCC consensus that ghosts are real?
No doubt
Can
about
we
it.
say they're not?
I feel
Can
like
we
that's
just
like the
officially, all right.
We're calling it.
Right.
All right, we're having a
It's official.
BCC first.
We're doing this.
We've proved it.
Ghosts are real.
Well,
What?
you're going to put a new sound effect in right here.
Oh, right here. Okay.
This is a BCC first.
Ghosts are real.
Ghosts are real.
Ghosts are real.
Real as shit.
We're calling it.
I feel like
They're
that was
real.
like the Patterson Gimlin footage of ghosts. I mean, it was like,
Yeah, that one's intense, man.
yeah, that was crazy.
Wow.
And it comes with the physical evidence and of the baby and creepster.
Gosh.
God,
Well,
spooky.
okay, you're obviously scared of ghosts.
Yeah.
And what is your personal paranormal history?
I have a lot of stuff.
Well, let's sit back,
So-
relax, enjoy our Prosecco,
Yeah,
and
come on,
let's
sip
get...
up.
You're in the right
get
place.
Dip into that morning wine, everybody.
That's
I hope you're
right.
listening to
That's
this
right.
at 8
I'm
a.m.
loose and I'm ready.
Let's do this.
Well, okay, so I have a decent number of like sentimental type sort of paranormal things, and I also have some like spook city
Bring
stuff.
it all. We want the whole bag.
All of it.
Yeah.
So I think that, okay, this is the big one in our family. This is like the craziest thing. So my mom is from New Orleans, which we all know is
haunted.
Haunted as hell. So my mom
There's
grew up there.
three capital H's in that spelling.
Haunted. So we spent every summer there. And this one summer we go, I think I was like, so I was 12. And we go to, I forget the name of this plantation, but it is like one of the, if not the most haunted house in America, it's like in the top
Is it the
3.
Myrtle Plantation?
Yes, Myrtle Plantation.
Been there.
So we go through, right? And I have 4 brothers. And at this point, I'm the second oldest. So my 3 younger are pretty young. And the oldest of us go through this tour. So we like go through the tour. They explain us the story, which I'm pretty sure is the Myrtle Plantation. And if you've been there, you know it. But basically the story is that this family, this like very wealthy family, had a bunch of servants essentially. And
You want to say slaves? Because
I should say slaves.
They
Sorry.
were slaves.
Okay, no,
Yeah.
you're right. Slaves. Sorry.
Unpaid servants.
I think like as I was about to say
No.
slaves, I was like, I
No.
hate that
You're
word
like,
and I
it
don't
is
want
that
to
word.
say
No,
it.
it's a terrible concept, but it is
True. What I should
Important
say.
to know.
Yes,
Yeah.
they had
It sucks.
some fucking slaves, right?
Yes.
Because the South
Yeah.
is awful.
like 3 miles wide or long of slave cabins
Yes.
on the plantation.
100%. Wow. So basically, they had slaves, and one I forget the exact beginning of this, but one of them at one point was listening. She was eavesdropping on the head of the house, whatever, like the man. He was having some conversation. She was eavesdropping. She got caught, and as punishment, they cut her ear off.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
Right, super chill. So they cut her ear
It
off.
fits the crime.
Like, who thought of that
Jebediah. Now
punishment? They were like,
Jebediah.
well,
Calm down now.
eavesdrop. It's super gruesome.
Very biblical.
So basically, this woman then has kind of this wrap around her head that she wears in the house, and she also has what they described as like they all wore these like I don't want to say it's not a bonnet, but they had these like type hats.
Okay.
And so, but she had a wrap around it too. So basically, this happens, and she's like, oh my God. And by the way, for anyone listening who knows really the specific story, I'm so sorry if I'm kind of butchering
That's okay.
this.
We do it all the
I just
time.
remember the vague.
You're on
whatever.
Bigfoot Collectors Club. We paraphrase all the time.
Okay,
the
sure.
time.
So basically, she decides. So they have children, and she decides she wants to like regain their trust. And this is like kind of odd to me, but she's like, okay, for one of the kids' birthdays, she makes a cake for them, and when she makes the cake, she puts a little bit of, I don't know what kind of poison or whatever it was. She's like, this is going to go great.
Now, who's baking this cake? Who's baking it?
She is, or I don't really.
The woman who had her ear
The woman
cut
who had
off?
her ear cut
Okay.
off. So she does it because she wants for the kids to get sick, and she wants to regain their trust by like nursing them all back to
Oh,
health.
so she's doing like Munchausen
smart.
by
It's
proxy.
very Munchausen by proxy, yes. So she like
God.
essentially
This whole situation is
Fucked.
dysfunctional by design.
No,
I
it's-
just want to say
it goes wrong
it's
from the very
This is a
beginning.
nightmare scenario from the moment ground was broken.
terrible. The whole thing. So she basically makes this cake and she gives it to them at their birthday. But the kids all die.
Oh.
Whoops. Whoopsies. So somehow the kids all eat this, but like I don't know what happens. Like the husband and wife don't eat it. They don't die. She ends up admitting to this.
She kills the kids of the plantation owners?
Yes.
Right.
Oh,
Oops.
God.
Yeah. So she admits to this and they hang her and she dies.
Wow.
That's
I
what
mean,
happens when you're hung.
That seems inconsistent with their earlier punishment style. They should have put her in the oven and baked her.
Baked her in a cake. They're very on the nose with their
Right.
punishments.
I love that she admits it, like she wanted to like get the whole story out. Now, my original plan was to regain your trust.
Hear me out on
Hear
this.
me out. Let me finish. I might have put a little too much poison in the cake.
I thought it was LSD. Turns out.
I just wanted
it's
everyone to have a
kid-killing
good time.
Well, thank you for telling us that. We appreciate your honesty.
We are
Get the rope.
We are veering
Yeah.
into
To the noose.
real dangerous territory.
Yeah,
here.
let's cut that.
Yep. Sorry.
Turn the rudder. Turn the rudder.
So she basically, whatever, they kill her, she dies. And so the whole story of like how this plantation is super haunted is this spirit appears often to kids, to younger children, and especially sick kids.
Wow.
So this is a thing that a lot of children have said they've seen her. Not a lot of adults have seen this. And she basically appears in weird ways and is like a kind ghost. Like she basically is like a very nurturing kind of spirit. So that's the backstory that's important for this. So we go in to this tour, right?
Oh, right. I forgot this was a personal.
Yeah, you're like, why are we talking about
I was
this?
like, oh, right. So
I'm
you
like-
went here. You went to this place.
And that's the history of the Myrtle Plantation.
Okay, great. We're coming up. When we come back, we'll have our next segment.
Like I
We
work
quit
there, I'm
this
just trying to
show.
plug it.
Totally.
So basically, we go through this tour, and one of my parents, I don't remember, I think it was my dad was with, or my mom was with my younger two siblings, David and Peter, because they were super young and they didn't go through the tour. So we all go through this tour, right? And then at the end, we all like meet back up at the car, all my parents and my brothers, and we're like, where's David? He's not here. No one knows where David is. Like he just disappeared. And we're all like, okay, this is the worst place to lose
How
a
old
child.
is David?
David at this point is 8 years old.
Okay.
So this is all very important. So we end up, I stay at the car and I don't remember who from my family, they go and look for him. And my mom finds him out in the back, like the back of the plantation.
Yeah.
And he's talking to nobody.
Wow.
So he's just standing there and he's talking. And he's like young. He's a young kid and he's holding a flower. And my mom goes up to him and is like, what are you doing? And he just is like, kind of finishes this conversation he's having. And he goes with my mom.
He's like, I like a vanilla frosting, but chocolate cake.
but chocolate in the middle.
Chocolate in the middle, rainbow sprinkles. What's that, Mom?
Rat poison on top. So he ends up following my mom and essentially says to the effect of he's talking to this woman who gave him a flower.
Wow.
So this is like 100. This sounds fucking made up, but it's real. So my
We've
mom's
already
like,
proven the ghosts are real
okay,
on this
we
episode.
proved it.
Yeah.
All of us. So my mom's kind of like, okay, and she's like, what was she saying to you? And he basically is just like, she gave me this flower and she was just asking me how my day was, blah 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 blah. And he comes back to the car and he gets in and we're all like, where were you, Dave? Blah, blah. Like fucking the worst siblings. We're assholes to each other at this point. And he tells us his story. And those of us who have gone through the tour are like, you're lying, you're making this up, and we're being super mean to him about it because we're like, he's definitely making this up because this is basically completely explains what they said happens.
Right.
And he starts like crying. He's like, I didn't make what? He's like really confused because he's like a little kid and he's telling us the story and we were like making fun of him.
And he didn't go on the tour.
He didn't go on the tour, so he didn't know anything about it. And then, so this is what I think is crazy about this. 6 months later, he was diagnosed with leukemia. Which is really crazy. She specifically shows up to sick children, right?
Whoa.
So that happens, so this happens, and then we move into this house in Kansas City. And David is the only one. I found this out this year. Had no idea about any of it. Well, I knew that story, but I didn't know about this upcoming stuff. So we move into this house, and David is like having a hard time. After he's been diagnosed, he's like going to my mom, and he's like, I'm hearing voices, and people are talking to me all the time. And my mom is like, what? And she's like, I don't know if this is like she's really worried because she's like,
side effect of leukemia.
Right, yeah.
Well,
I mean, or just like he's going through
chemo
through intense chemo
poor
radiation.
Baby.
Yeah.
I had forgotten that your brother had gone through this.
Yeah. And it was it was just a crazy time because my cousin who was 8 had died 6 months before that of cancer.
I remember this
and so
now.
then Dave, so it was a crazy. Everyone was. The house was very sensitive and very, everything was really tense.
Is your brother okay?
Yes, he's
today?
okay.
Oh, thank goodness.
He survived it and he's doing wonderfully.
Wow.
But so he's like telling my mom and he's like, I'm just hearing these voices and people are saying my name. And my mom's like worried that he's kind of losing it. He's like, she's a little bit worried about like the chemo and everything and what it's doing to him.
And you also grew up, I have to sidebar, in a pretty religious household.
Yes. 100%.
Catholic, correct?
Very Catholic, which is also why it's interesting. My mom told me this, and she was like, oh no, this is real, because I didn't think my mom would ever be on board with this kind of stuff. So then my mom starts hearing it. So my mom is like,
no.
So this is crazy.
You just found this out.
I just found this out this year. Which is, okay, sorry. I have so many stories, so I'll not tell all of them. But she basically, she was at home a lot of the time. My dad was away working a lot, and she was at home by herself most of the day because we'd all be in school, and and then David would be in their study because that's where he essentially lived when he was going through treatment and stuff. And so she would be upstairs and she would just like hear like that kind of thing. And she'd just be like, what the fuck is going on? And then at one point she's on the top. It was a 3-story house. She's on the top floor, and she just hears loud voices talking from the first floor of the house. She hears all of these voices talking, and she just was like, if you know my mom.
Does she know what they're saying?
She didn't tell me. I don't really know if she knew. But if you know my mom, she is just the meekest religious woman. And she really, when she told me this, I laughed out loud. She was like, and then I just got so mad. And they just were talking. And I said, you stop messing with my kids. And she starts yelling, stop messing with my kids. And the voices all stopped.
Yeah, that's what she should have done.
That's great.
So that's kind of a crazy thing. And then I guess David continued to sort of hear these things and have these like really intense night terrors at night, and it was a lot of people saying like David, like saying his name to him. So that's really crazy. That's the craziest spooky.
And
that's very
thing.
insane.
Mm-hmm.
When did that subside?
I think that stopped when he started. I asked him about this because I was like, I had no idea this happened to you, and he said that it was like basically when I think it was pretty much when he was finishing up chemo, and he was in high school, and he was like, yeah, it was like around, he's like, I don't really remember, but it was around the time that he was like graduating from high school that he stopped hearing it.
Wow.
How long did he suffer from leukemia?
He was 9 when he was diagnosed. It was about 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, do you think this is like something that he brought with him from that plantation, or?
Yeah, I think that I'm a big
like
ghost
a hitchhiker,
believer.
you know?
Yeah, so I think that there's some kind of, I don't know what it is that you open up something to when you experience a thing like that, and then you become readily available to it, and I think that spirits are sort of drawn to that. So I think that there is a chance, and also when you're sick, you are vulnerable too. And
yeah, I was thinking like it almost as if
like the veil is thinner.
The veil is thinner,
yes.
Especially if you're dealing with something that is can be a deathly
and you're
illness.
Close. Yeah. And there were a couple times that in the beginning, it's really remarkable that he made it through, because in the beginning it was like not good. So like at the very beginning, it was like caught pretty late, and it was really scary. So like he was, I think, really teetering on that, like, you know, you're really sick, and when you get that sick, you do get kind of closer to what death feels like, I think. And I think that the barriers are sort of
it's almost
broken
like
down a little bit.
It's almost as if, we all live on the land. When we get sick, we're on the beach. And then, you know what I mean? As we get closer to death, we get closer to the water.
Analogy. I like that.
Beautiful.
And then if you're in the water and you can get caught by that, you're just getting closer and closer
I
out.
just imagine that on like a laminated card with footprints in the beach. You know what I mean? That I use as a bookmark.
I love it.
Did you ever experience anything supernatural during this time period as a child?
So I remember. So there are two things that happened. I remember there was one time that I was upstairs. I mean, this is kind of stupid, but I was upstairs on the 3rd floor, and we had this stupid bird clock, and every hour it was a different bird that fucking
like a cuckoo clock.
Yeah, but not just a cuckoo clock. Like it was like, and this is the robin, and it'd be like. And then every time it was a different bird noise, and you'd just be like, God damn it, like it scared the shit out of you.
So like every number was a different bird, and each bird had a different
when you
song.
want a lot of peace at home, you put that clock in there. So I hated this clock, and there was one time I was upstairs.
It's all like Woody Woodpecker and the bird from the dodo from Cocoa Puffs. It's all like cereal animals.
Yeah. So I remember I was on the 3rd floor one time, and I hated. There was always something about that clock that really freaked me out. And then there was this one time, it literally just went on each hour and started doing a bunch of different bird noises.
Possessed.
And I ran downstairs.
That's
I was like,
horrifying.
hell no.
1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3
Yeah,
o'clock.
literally, it was like, it was insane.
That is, I would have thrown a baseball at that.
I was so scared of that. And then the only other time in that house that was crazy was I was in my room. And my room, there was like a little hallway, and then it was my brother's room. And we were both in there, and both the doors were open. And this was in like the dead of winter in Kansas City, which was like, gnarly. And all the windows are closed, so there's no wind or anything. And my brother's door is open, and I'm sitting on my bed, and so I can see his door like through the doorway. And out of nowhere, the door just slams shut, opens, slam shut again.
Well, in case you didn't get it the first time, motherfucker.
I said I'm leaving.
I said good day.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So that was spooky.
Ooh, do your parents still live in the same house?
Yeah.
And no more paranormal activity.
All that I know.
Michael has
that
totally labeled it
experienced-
paranormal activity now.
It's your house is haunted. So
It is.
Is this
though.
up for debate?
No,
it's
it
not.
is.
No, it's not.
All that I know is there's one room in that house I won't sleep in because every time I go and I try to sleep in there, I am restless, and I have that feeling in my stomach that when you were a kid and you're like scared of nothing and you just are like under the covers and you don't want to like open your eyes. There's no reason for it, but there's a room in that house I will not sleep in.
Is that the study that your brother was sick in?
No,
by
but
chance?
it's connected to the study that my brother was in.
Okay.
And I just won't. I don't fuck with it. I
even
don't
the
sleep
word
in that
the
room.
study is
It's a
interesting.
study.
They're in the study.
Yeah. Well, gosh, I'm so glad your brother's okay.
Yeah. no doubt about
he's
it.
doing great. He's great.
And
so.
I'm glad a hellmouth didn't open in the basement of your house.
I don't know. Maybe it did.
Seriously.
We're not sure.
If you knew my dad,
To
that's for a different
be
podcast.
continued. Well, I think we will have time. If you want to stick around after we record this and you want to tell another story for a bonus that we can
Sure.
throw up on our Patreon,
Sure.
we would love that.
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Awesome. In the meantime, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, it's time to play Bullshit or Believe It.
Can't wait.
Ooh.
Wow.
All right, guys, we're back, and it's time for another edition of Bullshit.
Or believe it.
Okay, Anna, this is a rapid-fire game. I'm going to go
Okay.
down a list of things. You're going to say bullshit if you don't believe in it, believe it if you do.
Okay.
If it's somewhere in between, do your best.
Oh, geez.
Okay?
Okay.
On
You
your
got
mark,
this.
Oh, I hate
get
pressure.
set,
Okay. Yeah.
ghosts,
Oh, believe.
UFOs,
Believe.
it,
It.
Bigfoot,
Tough.
bullshit,
Bullshit.
angels,
Tough. But bullshit.
gnomes,
Bullshit.
fairies,
Bullshit.
unicorns,
Bullshit.
Loch Ness Monster,
Bullshit.
little gray aliens,
Believe it.
Dogman,
Bullshit.
parallel universes,
Oh, believe it.
shapeshifters,
Believe it.
mermaids,
Bullshit.
heaven,
Ugh, bullshit.
hell,
Bullshit.
dragons,
Bullshit.
Yeti,
Bullshit.
elves,
Bullshit.
ESP,
What's that? Bullshit. Believe it.
psychic
Extrasensory
powers.
Oh, right.
perception.
Believe it.
Thank you for using the correct terminology.
Sure.
Chupacabra,
Bullshit.
demons,
Believe it.
Atlantis,
Bullshit.
Life on other planets.
Believe it.
World peace.
Bullshit.
Peace in the multiverse.
I believe it.
Yay!
I'd like to believe it.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Some of those I don't feel like I have authority to say if I believe it or
you
don't.
did
Let's
awesome.
circle back.
Okay.
Which ones are you a little gray on? A little gray alien on.
I can't. Okay, gray aliens I do believe
Good.
in 100%.
Why so strong?
Because my roommate in college had dreams every single night of her life that they visited her, and she was like fucked up over it and had to go to
wow.
therapy
You say
about it.
dreams. If I'm a skeptical listener, I'm going to go, well, she had dreams, so what? She's having dreams that are memories of it happening?
Dreams that are like, if I remember correctly, like the gray aliens like coming to her where she was in bed and like taking her with them, and then like showing her bad things that could happen or
That's
that would
a common
happen.
theme. Oh my
yeah,
God.
like with her family and stuff.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
and it like fucked her up. And I totally first of all, anyone who doesn't believe in aliens can fuck off. Like, what are you doing? Come on.
That's
so, like,
a t-shirt.
Wow.
That is a t-shirt. Ooh, make that a crop top.
Anyone who
Yes.
doesn't believe in aliens needs to fuck off. I love that.
I mean, come on.
I would totally come
right?
talk to you in a bar if you were wearing that t-shirt.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think that people who don't believe in aliens are the most narcissistic people on the planet. How
Do you know
could
what your friend needs to do?
What?
Get regressed.
What is that like? What exactly is that process?
So
How do you do that?
So through a licensed regressionist, which is usually someone. I think it's like a 3-week course on the internet.
It's just Bryce. He gave
I'll
himself the
do it.
license.
I'll do it.
You know what? I'll regress.
But they take you into like a deep state of relaxation, and then and through that they're able to get at memories that might be blocked or screened. And so they do it all the time with supposed alien abductees. Is like they take them through what's called a hypnotic regression, and through there they're able to sort of lift the veil, as it were, and able to remember or recount details of their abduction story.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. It sounds like your friend. I mean, you know, and that what you were saying is like showing them pictures of like bad things that can happen. That's a common theme in abduction lore. Is like they'll take these abductees to their spaceship, and on like some sort of television screen, they'll show them like, you know, let's for example, like nuclear explosions and deforestation and just like stuff of like you know, terrible like things that are happening to like planet Earth, or it's insane. So
how about the fact that you abducted me from my bed?
Let's start there.
Let's start with the bad things there, motherfucker.
Because this is already pretty bad.
This is a violation
I'm having a terrible time.
of an intergalactic degree.
don't worry about that.
That is only the beginning.
You're a bit hypocritical, you motherfuckers.
Man.
So also you said shapeshifters, you kind of had a reaction.
What did I say?
You
I
said
said
believe.
Believe it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one that I'm like, I don't really know enough about it.
Well,
But it sounds cool.
it seemed to
Yeah,
spark
it is.
your
It's a cool
imagination.
name.
Yeah, I imagine it happened. Well, I don't know if it has anything to do with this, but I'm big on like dimensions and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what it made me think of, which is why I said believe it. I don't know if it has
Totally.
anything to do with that
Sure.
whatsoever.
Okay.
I don't know.
Why can't it?
No, you're in the right spot.
Shapeshifters might be
Dimensions.
from other dimensions. How
For
about
Maybe.
that?
sure.
And
Or
you definitely
moving
were big
between
on
them.
we're moving and you were definitely big on parallel universes.
Oh, for sure. 100%. I definitely believe in that.
What leads you to that?
Well, I just don't think that we like the way that humans, if we just take us on planet Earth and what we are able to see and everything, and then we take like the universe, right? And we take the galaxy and we take all of what we don't know and everything that we can't figure out. It's like I that's not enough for me to explain or to have a good reason for why I believe in it. But I just think that time is so. Time is a flat circle.
yeah.
But you know, it's like I think that we are, to make ourselves comfortable, we put time in this box, and like what we can experience is
Well,
like
it's a
this is
man-made
what exists.
construction.
Right. We made it up. So it's yeah. I
know what you mean. We're so limited by our own perceptions to even observe the known universe.
Right.
And the idea that this is, you know, there has to be more to the grand structure of all existence.
Yes, for sure.
I understand.
I'm reading a book now that would like change a lot of people's ideas on fairy and gnomes. It's a book called Trojan Feast, food offerings of aliens,
Is this
fairies,
just a softcore porn?
No.
And
Dude.
where can I find it?
And read it to me
You
later.
would love it. It's called Trojan Feast, food offerings of aliens, fairies, and Sasquatch, and there is a total connection to
I just jizzed.
It's written by a guy named Joshua Crutchin. I highly recommend it.
Okay, great.
It's blowing my mind right now.
Awesome. Oh, let's talk about it more.
Yeah.
Okay, great. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, it is time for this week's story of high strangeness, led by our dear friend, Bryce.
And I'm glad you believe in aliens.
Hell yeah.
We're back, and it's time for high strangeness.
Oh man, I'm excited about this one.
You're drawing up a scorecard. I'm excited.
Yeah, because we're going to be keeping score here, guys.
Ooh, this one's
what
a
I
game.
have for you today is six heavyweight rounds, a BCC title bout, one where you will decide the winner. So all you fans out there frothing at the mouth for UFO disclosure, wondering just who to trust, who to believe, who better to listen to on YouTube as you drive to Joshua Tree. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the match. And for us here in the studio and you, the listener, what corner will you take in the Stephen Greer versus Tom DeLonge UFO heavyweight title fight? Part 1.
Oh, God, we've never been nerdier. And someone's been watching a lot of WWE, apparently.
In the red corner, weighing in at a firm 225 pounds, but able to bench press 400, an American ufologist and retired emergency room traumatologist who founded CSETI, the Center for the Study of Extraterrestrial Intelligence, and the Disclosure Project, which seeks to disclose allegedly classified secret UFO information. Give it up for Stephen Greer! And in the blue corner, weighing in at around $195, but still able to rock those skinny jeans. Also an American ufologist, musician, author, and filmmaker. He's the lead vocalist and guitarist of the rock band Angels and Airwaves and the co-founder of the rock band Blink-182. In 2015, he founded To the Stars Academy of Arts and Sciences, an organization for the study of UFOs and extraterrestrial life. Give it up for Tom DeLonge. Have you heard? Today's judges are the esteemed Michael McMillan, Riley Bray, and of course our special guest, Anna Gillcrist. Now, let's get ready to rumble! Round 1. Why are we talking about these dudes?
Good question.
Well,
I'm very confused.
In May 2001.
Remember the time Bryce started doing all that cocaine?
It was awesome.
Just remember that. This will have something to do with that. In 2001, Stephen Greer held a press conference at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C. that featured 20 retired Air Force, Federal Aviation Administration, and intelligence officers, an event that was hailed as breaking the floodgates open on disclosure and the government's cover-up of ETs. But then a few months later, 9/11 happened, and everyone seemed to forget about UFOs. Well, hold on.
Sharp turn.
And everyone seemed to forget about
America got dunked on.
Everyone seemed to forget about UFOs and Uncle Sam's involvement. Coincidence? I think so.
Oh, good. Thank
According to a 2002 report in the Oregon Daily Emerald, sorry, it's true.
I have to pee so bad. I'm about to pee my pants right now.
Oh boy. Greer has gathered 120 hours of testimony from civilians and various government and military officials. You weren't ready for this today, were you?
No.
Including astronaut Gordon Cooper and a brigadier general on the topic of UFOs. So that's round 1, Stephen Greer. Now let's go to Tom in the blue corner. In 2015...
I feel like I'm on a roller coaster that just keeps getting faster.
Yeah, we're going to go back up. Don't worry. Tom DeLonge founded To the Stars Academy of Arts and Sciences, an organization for the study of UFOs and extraterrestrial life. In 2018, Tom made headlines in the New York Times when his company released several videos of what are now known as the Tic Tac and Gimbal UFO videos, which seem to show strange UFOs caught on the gun cameras of American military jet fighters.
It's the name of both my personalities. Tic-tac.
Also shot What are you feeling more today, Tic Tac or Gimbal?
Tic Tac.
Also shocking in the expose was the fact that the Pentagon was officially studying UFOs and considered them a threat to national security. Hence the title of the program, ATIP, otherwise known as Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. And come to find out, it was headed by a man named Luis Elizondo, who ended up quitting the program because he felt his superiors didn't take the subject serious enough. Well, you know who does? That's right, Tom DeLonge from Blink-182.
What's happening?
So Elizondo joined his company. Take that, Pentagon. Let's go to the scorecards for round one. Mike, who's doing a better job at bringing the UFO topic to light and making a name for themselves along the way?
I don't know where I am.
How are you scoring this round?
I
don't know any of the words you just said.
I think Mike was crying.
Am I moving too fast?
I feel like I just had a fever dream. Like, I'm so confused.
Wait, do I have leukemia?
Mike, round one. Steven or Tom? Who's it going to?
I'm gonna say Tom
Okay.
DeLonge.
Tom DeLonge. How about you, Anna?
Gamble. Tom.
Tom, great. How about you, Riley?
It's unanimous with the judges.
All right, Tom winning unanimous in round one. Let's go to round two.
Okay, I'm gonna try to focus in here.
So, what do these guys think UFOs actually are? Tom says, good question. Tom DeLonge thinks UFOs are real nuts and bolts craft, piloted by extraterrestrials using their consciousness. Cool. And they've been visiting Earth and mankind from the beginning. And that essentially all religions are cargo cults. In other words, at first, these UFOs create religious experiences, and then, once it has us believing different things, once it has us polarized, that's when the crashes start happening, and new war technology gets discovered, and then boom, we've blown each other sky high, leaving beautiful planet Earth all alone to be raped and pillaged.
Bryce,
Smart.
Bryce, are you gonna show us a UFO after this?
What does Steven have to say about that? Well, while Steven has a different view, in his humble opinion, if it's an unidentified craft that seems to be blinking its pretty lights at you and sending you telepathic love signals, then they are most definitely extraterrestrials from another planet who are here to help us evolve by raising our consciousness. Now, on the other hand, if this craft and or alien spaceship is involved in something nefarious, like cattle mutilations or abductions, well then it's quite obviously not one of our star brothers. Rather, it is an ARV, or Alien Reproduction Vehicle, a term coined by Dr. Greer himself. Basically, this means it's a UFO piloted by humans and made by a secret, sinister group using stolen technology from crashed spaceships. Sneaky humans. So, who better knows just what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to UFOs? Riley?
You seem to be leading this in a direction. But I'm going to go with Tom DeLonge.
Tom, round two for Tom. Mike?
I just want to mentally prepare you for the fact that when you go home after this, your wife and children are not going to be living there anymore. Because whatever you've been going through this week has definitely driven them away.
I would agree.
That being said, Tom DeLonge.
Tom DeLonge. How about you, Anna?
Tom DeLonge. Steven's a nut.
Yeah,
Okay.
clearly.
There we go. Wow, Tom coming away with the first two rounds. Let's move on to round three. E.T. Phone Home. Okay, so now that we know what these unidentified flying objects are, how can we get in touch with them? Great question, which is exactly why Stephen Greer created the CE5 experience, otherwise known as a close encounter of the fifth kind, a human-initiated contact using meditation as well as lights and sounds. For example, while in a state of deep meditation, one focuses on the specific location of just where they are on planet Earth, the exact place of their own town or city, and then they would just visualize their way outward, out of their country, continent, Earth, solar system, galaxy, etc. Once your thoughts or mind is on the outer edges of space, you send out a signal or a thought that you would like to communicate with or summon an ET in his craft. Once you send out a clear, "Hey, does anyone want to play?" message, you then...
You up?
You up? You then reverse your visualization to coming back. Outer edges of space, Milky Way galaxy, solar system, Earth, North America, Los Angeles, BCC Clubhouse. Now look up, and hovering above you, you should see a UFO.
Huh?
Boom! You've just initiated a CE5 contact.
Steven needs help.
And we've just initiated multiple anxiety attacks across our listenership.
Now, just fire your laser pointer at it to begin communicating. Achievement unlocked.
What?
Tom says, this is a bad idea. Why would you let the bad guys follow you home? He mentions his CE5 camping experience with none other than Dr. Stephen Greer himself, as well as a select few of others who paid the nominal fee of just a few $1,000s.
Deal.
Leaving Tom to urge others not to try it. He describes a sleep paralysis experience where he heard hundreds of voices all around his tent. He closed his eyes and reported them, and 2 or 3 hours had passed. Whoa, missing time? Furthermore, the UFO phenomenon is only interested in the bad things, and it brings along with it a lot of bad things. But the good news is...
Wait a minute.
These are quotes now. But the good news is...
Bad things.
UFOs, they bring...
Stephen Greer touched me in a tent.
Now, when human beings feel good, feel loved, that energy is like a death nuke missile straight to the UFO. He found that out over the years, and he's been trying to understand it, but it's very complex stuff. So if you see one of these things, just fire a love missile at it, and you should be fine. Round 3. What do you think, Anna? Who wins this round? Should we be talking to the ETs?
First of all, her name's Anna.
Oh, Anna, sorry.
Anna makes me feel like rich, though. So
Yeah.
I kind of like it. First of all, who put LSD in my coffee?
That would be me.
Jesus Christ.
We put a little good poison in there so you will trust us.
I mean, like, Stephen Greer gives me the spookies.
Okay.
So it's going to Tom
Back
again.
to Tom. Awesome, Riley.
For the term love missile, I'm going to have to give it to Tom.
Tom with love missile.
They're both losing me at this point, I have to say.
Oh, 100%.
But
Yeah, to be clear.
if I have to pick one, I'm picking Tom.
Yeah.
Wow, running away with this title bite match. Title bite. All right, let's move on to round 4. Disclosure.
Get ready to be punched in your lower intestines.
Okay, if all this shit is really going down, Bryce, I as a
Oh
taxpayer...
no, he's talking to himself now.
I just threw that in. I didn't have that written down. I thought that
That's
would
what
add an
concerns
I
element.
me.
liked it. It was good.
I as a taxpayer should know about it. When is Uncle Sam going to really tell me everything that's going on? And better yet, when can I see those cool-ass alien bodies? Tom says, it needs to be a slow disclosure. It's like if you have to explain to your kid what ISIS is, you wouldn't go fetch a video of a beheading from the internet.
No, I would.
And it's not like we can't go drop a...
This is what
Why I
ISIS
don't have
is.
children.
And it's not like we can't just go drop a nuke on ISIS. They're not more powerful than us, but they're still bad news. This is actually what's been going on for 70
Is this,
some
is
years.
this a direct quote?
These are quotes.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
I'm not even kidding you.
Tom said this?
Yes.
Oh,
On
boy.
his Fade to Black interview with Jimmy Church.
Rough.
This is
Have you
actually
voting for this guy?
what's been going
The whole
on for
time.
70 some
This is a
years.
leading argument.
It's figuring out strategies to comprehend and outwit before we educate. That's why Tom intends to bring about the gradual process of disclosure through his company using media. Yes, think of To the Stars Academy like a science and movie art house, revealing hard truths through cool TV shows, films, books, and t-shirts. Lots and lots of t-shirts. Whereas Steven says, fuck that. This secret cabal of power brokers and government insiders ain't gonna tell us shit. We need to bang down the doors. We need to force disclosure by applying a systematic pressure on the government and the gatekeepers of this technology. We have the power in numbers. Not only that, this is what our star brothers want for us, to become a Type 1 civilization so that we can once and for all join our intergalactic federation. So yeah, if we could just all put down our iPhones for 1 second and raise our consciousness already, that'd be much appreciated. Thank you.
God.
Okay, so you heard it here first. Anna, or Rich Anna,
Thank you.
nice and slow
Or Tic Tac
disclosure.
or Gamble.
Yeah, don't
What do
forget
you
those
think?
guys.
Nice and slow disclosure, or give it to me like yesterday's news disclosure. Who are you giving this round to?
I just hate both of them so much. Like, I'm just gonna say a name for the sake of the game, but I wish both of them were dead. Just so we're clear. Let's throw Steven a bone.
Steven, all right, round 4. Riley.
Actually, this round also goes to Steven for me. And also, they're both sound completely insane.
Okay.
Yes.
There are moments, though.
Yeah.
Like, I want to become a Type 1 civilization.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
on board with that.
Join the Galactic Federation.
Yeah,
Sure.
Galactic Cosmic Soul Brothers.
Absolutely.
I disagree with Steven's entire purview of the subject, but let's get some answers. So I'm giving him a soft vote on this one.
Great. Steven running away with round 4. Love that. All right. Round 5. Wait. So our government
37.
Am I allowed to ask how many rounds?
There's only 6.
A lot. There's a lot of rounds.
I only have 2 more. Hang in there. Anna's slinking away. Anna, sorry.
Melted.
You can call me Briss.
I'm here. I'm good.
Miss Briss, how long is this
call me
game?
Miss
Excuse me, Miss Briss. But my cake tastes funny.
Hang in there. That LSD should be coming to the good parts. Wait. So our government and our politicians are lying to us? But I loved Obama. Tom says,
Oh, no.
the whole idea of the bad government or a cabal or secret space programs is dumb. We're talking about regular people that are read into classified programs and find themselves changing their pants every night, just like us. Because they're trying to figure out how to deal with something that is strange and crazy.
He calls dressing changing his
He's
pants.
literally
change my
he's picking something that he thinks humans do, and he's saying it.
All humans change pants now.
And lucky for us, Tom is
same
going to
time
help
every
us
day.
all figure out just that. How to properly deal with something so strange and crazy.
Changing our
And
pants.
oddly enough, I'm comforted by that. Steven says, who are you kidding, Buster? There is obviously a secret cabal of high-ranking military officers, as well as private individuals and companies who are involved in the systematic cover-up of alien visitation in their crafts. Not to mention the incredible technology we have gained from these incidents. I'm talking about free energy here, people. Hello? These UAPs, or unacknowledged access projects, have siphoned trillions of dollars from us, the taxpayers, and are hell-bent on keeping all this cool-ass tech for themselves. Mike, what do you think? Are the government and Rothschilds people just like us? Who are you giving this round to?
Tom.
Riley?
Yeah, I mean, Tom, fine.
And Anna, how about you?
Tom is good.
Okay.
I just don't buy the whole evil government stuff.
Right.
No, it's too much.
I believe stupid government at times in our history.
Right.
They're not smart enough to be evil.
No.
So they're wearing pants just like us. Love it.
Every night at 8 p.m. when we
Must
change
be.
our pants
All right.
as a human race.
All right, let's move on to round 6, nuclear weapons. Tom says,
Get them big old nukes out.
as soon as we started detonating nuclear bombs, there were UFOs everywhere and every time. And there's a reason why. It's because actually...
Wait.
Everywhere
Were
and
there?
Yeah.
Everywhere, every time.
Where were we?
He's saying every time we detonate a nuclear bomb, they were there.
Okay.
And here's the reason why.
Okay.
It's because it can actually F up those little ankle biters, and they know it.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Is that your quote or his
No,
quote?
that's Tom's. I have
All
that in
right.
quote.
He's got,
Had
he's
to
got a
clarify.
way with words.
I don't know
Mr.
when
DeLong.
Bryce, Briss, Tom, or Steve are
I don't know who's talking.
I don't know who this is.
Well, then I wrote this right. And so, yeah, he's saying...
Meanwhile, there is at least one listener that's like, yes,
Literally
yes,
just like
oh yeah, fuck Truth Nuke.
Oh, no. And even they, as advanced as they are, the UFOs, they can't get away with it. The nukes make them scared. Makes you really wonder why we did so many nuclear tests, why we have so many nuclear weapons, why we do tests everywhere, in the sky and underground. Steven says the opposite. Once we started detonating nuclear arms, the extraterrestrials became extremely concerned, not only for ourselves, but for the planet as well, noting that we were only an ass hairs away from blowing ourselves and every other species up on this planet.
This guy's so gross.
Sky high. Ass hairs is mine.
Oh, good, 'cause it just made me start sweating.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Ass.
And so,
Fuck you guys. Bryce gets it. Bryce gets it. Bryce, you get it, baby.
oh my God. And so the ETs in their craft intervene whenever and wherever necessary, like they did in a filmed military test known as the Big Sur incident, in which a UFO approached, circled, and using 4 beams of light, shot down a dummy nuclear warhead in flight as it raced downrange over the Pacific Ocean.
We covered this in Jen Kirkman's first episode.
What do you say, Anna? Nukes are a good thing so we can fuck up those little ankle biters? Or nukes bad, we shouldn't be playing with fire?
I kind of am going with Steven on this one.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
Riley.
Nuclear power good. Nuclear weapons bad. Just to clarify.
Okay. So Steven?
Can I pass?
No.
No.
We are in this together.
This is the sound of my anxiety.
Riley
Oddly,
furiously tapping away on his sound
It's
machine.
what's causing my
No,
anxiety.
it's really.
I'm so glad I wrote this today.
Tom.
All right. Oh, Tom.
He's
Ooh,
Tom. Tom
it's-
is the peace one, right?
No. Steven's the piece.
Steven.
Steven is peace.
Steven.
Yes,
Yeah.
Tom is like, those nukes are bad for the aliens. That's why we're developing them.
Yeah.
Is he the one that's saying we're nuking
Is
him
he
underground
pro
currently?
nuke though? He's not pro nuke.
He's pro nuke so that we can
pro-nuke.
fuck those little ankle biters up if we need
okay,
to.
got it.
Steven's like,
Who's
no.
ankle biters?
I don't
What
know
is
what
that?
the ankle.
Are they
Those
supposed
are
to
the
be
little
aliens.
ankles.
Those
They're
are
just
the
very
aliens.
short.
bugs that bite your ankles?
Yeah, well, he calls them the bugs, the bad aliens.
He's the one making them upset.
So
Yes.
he's like Starship Trooper.
Yeah.
I was
God, I
focusing on scoring. Which one says that we're currently blowing them up underground?
Oh,
and in the air?
that's Tom. That's
Tom.
why we're
I don't think we're-
developing them up. Steven
think
says
that's why.
nuclear bombs bad, and the ETs are here to like help us,
Warn us.
warn us and
I-
turn
I'm-
them
yeah,
off.
I'm on that side.
I'm on
Yeah.
Steven's side
Yeah,
on this one.
yeah.
Well, that's it, guys. That's it for part 1 of Stephen Greer.
of 10.
No, yeah, I'm going to come back with the last 6 rounds on another episode.
The last 6 rounds.
Yeah, but let me give you the scorecard. Tom winning 4 rounds to Steven's 2 rounds. Now, how did you score it at home? Email or comment on our social media to let us know. Yeah.
Cut to just a sea of dead
Oh
bodies
my God.
I would like
bleeding
to.
out of their ears.
I haven't stopped laughing at the fact that Michael referred to 9/11 as America getting dunked on.
Oh, jeez. Wow. So yeah, that's the title fight something.
Don't talk to me like I know what it is. This is all.
So
I mean, this might be your greatest moment in the
Yeah.
entire podcast.
Yeah.
I'm not
Awesome.
gonna lie.
Awesome.
That's
Goddamn
very
masterpiece.
impressive.
yeah.
All I know about Stephen Greer is his whole philosophy is that it's the government is keeping. He's sort of in the Bob Lazar, but more
Yeah.
extreme camp. I watched that documentary on Netflix called Undisclosed. Unacknowledged.
Yes.
And as soon as it started cutting to pics of Alex Jones and the government lying to us, I was like, all right, I'm out.
Yep.
Yeah. Let me-
Because his whole thing is he thinks that the government is going to stage a fake holographic UFO invasion to bring about the one world new order.
Yeah,
He's
not so much holographic, but using real ARVs, alien reproduction vehicles. Let me sum up here for you. So
I
basically,
wish someone would.
Stephen Greer's kind of overarching philosophy is that the ETs are here to help us and sort of get in touch with us as a peace-loving society and help us evolve our consciousness.
But the government's intercepted that tech.
The government has intercepted tech and themselves have the technology to create and have created human-made UFOs, and they use them for abductions and even cattle mutilations and stuff like
you
that.
can't have it both ways. You can't be like the aliens are great, but all the bad shit associated with aliens is government.
That's what
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
Well,
crazy time.
And
It's
he's,
conspiracy
he's
crazy
saying,
time.
Yeah.
he's saying, the American war machine is going to run out of enemies, and that, even Dwight Eisenhower said this.
Clearly not true.
And that's why
Clearly not
that's why
true.
the government is sort of creating this like alien arms race so that, it'll be
that Eisenhower speech you're referring to about the military-industrial complex is very important and could not be more relevant today.
I agree.
And I think it's scary and a huge problem and all of that, but I don't make the jump to and aliens.
I think he's got good intentions, but they're warped.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Yeah. Now, Tom DeLonge's kind of overarching thing is that aliens have been visiting mankind ever since, and they are sort of polarizing us as a human species, creating these religious experiences that make us fight each other as tribal societies, and that these actual aliens are in fact not good, and that that the government is doing an amazing job at protecting the American people, protecting us.
I don't like that. That one's almost worse for me.
I don't know. It's all bad.
Yeah.
Well, that has a real kind of fascist Big Brother
vibe.
to
For
it.
sure.
It's all jingoistic. It's all very right wing, both of it. It's extreme, a little extreme on.
Well, that's why I thought I'd throw them in the ring together.
I like it. That was great.
Let them duke it out.
We got to wrap it up, but real quick before we go, let's have a quick collector's corner. Bryce, anything? You want to recommend that book that you're reading again?
Oh yeah, Trojan Feast by Joshua Crutchin. It's a well composed accounts of food offerings given to aliens, fairies, and Sasquatch, and food offerings taken from aliens, fairies, and Sasquatch, and cool. it is a wild journey.
Riley, anything you're consuming right now that you want to recommend to the people?
Yeah, I just want to recommend the band Black Mountain. We played with them last night, and they are so righteous. So if you haven't heard that band, check them out. You will enjoy it. It's
awesome. Great. Cool. Anna, we like to ask our guests, is there anything you're into right now you want to pass along to the people?
The only thing that I've been consumed by is the disappearance of Madeleine McCann on Netflix. So that's all that I can.
Oh, shit.
Really?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more.
Well, it's very interesting because I don't know if you know anything about it, but it's basically this big case of this child who went missing in Portugal, and the way that the Portugal police dealt with it, and how they essentially were in this habit of framing parents because they didn't want to do the work, and also because there's some maybe underground sketchy shit happening with the police behind the disappearances, maybe. I don't know. It's very fascinating. It's very fascinating because this girl's been missing for 7 years and there are zero clues, and essentially no one's been looking for her. It's crazy. It's very intricate, so I can't really explain anything more than that, but you should check it out.
Have you ever heard of David Politis and Missing 411?
I knew this was coming.
No.
Oh my gosh, I've been gobbling this up. So David Politis is a retired police detective, and so he wrote these books called Missing 411. Anyway, Michael's giving me the wrap it up thing. But it's about the large number of people that go vanishing in the national parks, and sometimes are discovered in the most precarious circumstances. It's all surrounding strange things. So, I mean, it is wild.
What is that a book?
He's written books on them, and he's done interviews on Coast to Coast. You can hear his actual accounts of some of these reports on YouTube. Just Google Missing 411.
Oh,
it's been a recurring theme on the show.
I will. I'm very fascinated by that.
Well, then that's why I recommend it. I think you'll love it. It is eerie and creepy.
Ooh, weird.
And it is strange to say the least.
Great.
Anyway,
Anna, where can people find you?
You can find me. My Instagram handle is Anna Gillcrist 14. My Twitter is at Anna Gillcrist. And then YouTube is Anna Gillcrist as well. And if you want to see my website, it's annagillcrist.com.
Okay, great. Are you doing any upcoming shows? This is we're second week of April.
I have Comedy Store next month.
We can put up the.
I'll send it to you because I literally never remember any.
It'll be in our show notes for sure.
Perfect.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much, Patreon listeners. Thank you for your support. Stick around. We're going to have another quick bonus episode with Anna. She's going to tell us another story. The rest of you guys, thank you so much for listening to the show. We will see you back here next week. We love you.
Peace. Bye-bye. Bigfoot Collectors Club is produced by Riley Bray. Our theme song is Come Alone by Suneaters, courtesy of Lotuspool Records. If you like the show, please rate and review us on iTunes. It really helps get the podcast to more listeners. To support the show, check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/Bigfoot Collectors Club and unlock multiple reward episodes every month.